Hi, my name is Gerhard Schwartner. Welcome to Selling Power TV. Today, we continue our conversation with Ron Carr about his new book, The Velocity Mindset. Welcome, Ron.
Thank you, Gerhard. How are you?
I'm doing terrific. I found something in the book I'd like to get your take on. You talk about focus. Why is focus so important or such an important part of the mindset?
Well, what you focus on is what you tend to achieve. That's number one. It's the simplest way of saying it. I was giving a speech many years ago at the International Council of Shopping Centers Centerbilt. And in this tent, it was outside at the Biltmore, there were 500 mall operators, owners, real estate tycoons. And I started a speech by asking them one question. Why is it that all of you are never on time? Whatever phase of the project you're working on, you're late, making the next person late. But when that mall date of opening comes to fruition, you're all ready to open. It's because you're all focusing on that date. That's the law of focus. You can only focus on one thing at a time. You know, they say that multitasking is a real thing. It's not. Neuroscience has debunked it. You cannot multitask. You can do several things concurrently, but the moment you're thinking about one thing, that's all you're doing at that moment.
So there's something else that made a lot of sense to me, which is the art of the pause. Are you talking about mindfulness?
Pausing is important because we tend just to go on automatic pilot and do one thing after another without pausing to say, is this action or step really germane to what I want to accomplish? That's the art of the pause. All right. And if you can take that extra second or the extra minute to calibrate whether or not this makes sense, you're going to increase your chances of success dramatically.
Would it be a good idea to add the pause in a sales conversation, that you listen fully and then pause before you respond?
Sure, because most of the time, you know, people feel that they have to give a quick response so they lose the customer's attention. Or if you're taking too long, then you don't know what you're talking about. That's not true. I'd rather pause for a second and calibrate my answer so that it's right on the mark versus start talking about things that don't make any sense and I lose the customer's attention. The pause helps you get onto the right track.
As human beings, we need that break, that little pause before we launch into our next activity or switch tracks and change subjects.
So, and we do that all the time, by the way. We always switch tracks. Like, for example, one of the biggest complaints from customers is my salespeople don't hear me. They don't listen to what I'm saying. So we do this role play on stage. It's, you know, it's basically bring 6 people up and you say, you're going to build a story one word at a time. And whenever someone pauses in that situation, they're actually thinking about what that person just said so they can come up with a good answer. But when they don't pause, they tend then to say something that has nothing to do with what the person just told them. And so the person starts realizing the person's not listening to me, so therefore they stop listening to you. And yes, the pause is your lifeline.
What about sales leaders when they engage in a coaching call with a salesperson?
Usually when one's coaching, they're usually telling somebody what you got to do. But then when the other person's responding back with information, are they really pausing to really understand what that person's saying so that the leader can do a better job of getting to the real issue and not just dealing with the symptom? That's what the art of the pause helps you do. It helps you get to the real issue versus just dealing with symptoms.
Why is velocity so important? You're very passionate and you obviously have thought a lot about it, but why are you so passionate about it?
When I realized that I had some regrets in my life in the last few years about things that I didn't accomplish because of the things that got in the way, when I didn't pause, when I let my stories get in my way so why I couldn't do it, that's a real crying shame when people don't achieve certain things that they want to because of things that get in the way that are mostly self-imposed. not reality.
Final question. What do you think the world would look like if everybody had a velocity mindset?
If everybody had a velocity mindset, they would have more empathy for each other. They'd be very clear as to what they want to accomplish. They would not be wasting their time on things that don't make sense. And that they would be communicating with people in a way that people would listen, because you can't gain velocity without other people's help. In turn, in order to have a velocity mindset, you have to be dedicated in helping others get what they want. You help other people get what they want, you in turn will get more than you expected.
Well, I recommend that anybody who is listening right now, go to Amazon.com, get the Velocity Mindset book by Ron. I think he's on a mission to create a better world. Thank you.
Thank you, Gerhard.